George Lopez said he had a physical altercation with you.
We
over
did.
him. You know, and I remember I saw both of the jokes. It was about when I was a kid, we didn't have remote controls. Our parents would hit us in the head and
By the way,
tell us to change channels.
yeah, except if you watch those two pieces, he tells the joke literally in 2001 or 2002, I believe it is.
Yeah.
You could tell how old he is.
Yeah.
In the bit. The bit that I did it in 1993. So you can not only
8 years earlier.
8 years earlier, look at my, first of all, one is shot in 480 interlaced. Right?
Right.
And you can tell by the fuzziness of it
Yes.
that it was shot
Not
in a
widescreen.
square.
Yeah, in a square.
So in order to be shot in a square, we're talking about it had to be
In the 90s.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
So his stuff comes out. And so like even that is one of my, like, I want to yell out like, look, I'm like 19. He's 40.
So
What
you're
are you
saying
talking
So you're
about?
saying he stole the joke from you.
No.
Or
See,
he copied it from you.
But, and that is
Or
something
he just came
that
up with a similar joke.
that is something that I should do that I won't do. And I won't do because we live in the same world. We're looking at the same things. We are algorithms, if you will.
Mhm.
And if you're a good algorithm, then you're probably going to be creative in a, you know, how many people that grew up with parents who smacked them in the head will say, when I was a kid, I was the remote control? Because how many kids were told, go and get the remote control, go change the television? How many, like, if I wanted to tell a joke about when I was a kid, I had to hold the antenna on the TV. Or that my mom and dad put foil paper on the antennas of the rabbit so that it could get better. Like all of that stuff. Yeah, somebody could sit there and go, I wrote that joke. Yeah, but what you didn't write was the reality of that.
Actually living it. Yeah.
You're assuming that you're the only fucking person that ever dealt with, you know how many times I would hold it and then let it go? And it went, and I'd hold it, and then, and I literally had to stand there while my parents watched some goddamn TV show, because if I held it, we could get channel 52, okay? Like, but that's not just me. See, the whole reason that if you tell a joke and people laugh, it's because they get it. The majority of times it's they're with you.
Yeah.
They're on your, they go, oh my God, I remember that. And so like, you can't go around, like to me, that's a bit arrogant to believe that you're the creator of all this stuff as if nobody else can come at it. And here's the thing, when it gets reversed, right? Like somebody will go, man, Carlos Mencia steals jokes. And then I'll go look at the video. Look at how young I am. Look at the kind of video, the way it's shot. Look at this video, and you could tell those were shot way before. And then those people go like, whatever, you're still a piece of shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. So all that stuff, I just know I'm laughing at it because I have to let it go.
So what exactly happened in that altercation?
With George?
Yeah.
I don't know where my ego ends and my self-confidence begins. I can't tell you. What I do know is I got tired of being accused and nobody giving me evidence, right? Like even so I did 2 shows for my special, for the special No Strings Attached. I did 2 shows. After the first show, Jeff Schimmel, Robert Schimmel's brother, comes up to me and he goes, dude, a joke that you do sounds like Bill Cosby's. And I remember going, fuck, this again?
This is the hey mom joke.
Right.
Yeah.
I go, fuck this again? God damn it. Pissed the shit. I said, I want to fucking talk about it. I never did that joke. Ever again.
Mm-hmm.
After that moment. There are a couple of jokes that I've never done again. Another one was, there was a time in America where the best rapper was white and the best golfer was black.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it was when Slim Shady was top of his game.
Eminem and Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Yes.
Right? And I'm building something, because when I start jokes like that, they begin to become a tree. And my agent, Matt, goes, you can't do that joke again. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, I just heard somebody over there.
Was it Chris Rock who did that
I
joke?
don't remember who it was. He goes, I just heard somebody
I have heard that
tell that joke.
type of joke before,
Right.
yeah.
And I go, so it's kind of an obvious joke. He goes, yeah, but they don't get accused of stealing shit, you do.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. I'm like, fuck this bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. You know what's funny? I talked to Matt the other day and he goes, I know you. And he goes, I remember that day. And I remember you were mad. And I remember you cussed me out. And I remember you walk away. He goes, you know what else I know? You go, what's that? You never did that joke again. I go, of course not. Well, now that you tell me that, of course I didn't do the joke again.
So what happened with George Lopez?
But that's where I saw. So George Lopez, we're outside of the Laugh Factory. And he goes, bro, you did 7 minutes or something like that in my act. And I go, George, I didn't. I don't watch you to do that. I watch you to stay away from stuff, not to do stuff. Like I literally, if I watch other Latino comedians back then, it was more about what to stay away from, what not to do. You know what I mean? What not to go to, what gets stepped on too much, you know, white people this, Mexicans that, like that kind of stuff. So he said, Taco Bell joke. And I go, bro, you seriously want to claim a Taco Bell joke? And he said, well, you know what? Even if you didn't steal it, I've been doing this longer. Out of respect, you should stop doing the joke. Today, that's what I would have done. Today, I would have said, you know what? You've earned the right to say we're both Latinos and we're on the same thing. One of us should do the joke, not both of us. I earned the right. I don't wish I would have done that. I mean, because I can't, so to speak. We all have regrets. That's one of them. I wish that I, you know, handled it differently and kind of said, and that right there would have changed the trajectory of all that because he wouldn't have been a driving force there, but it wasn't. So years later, not too many years later, but a few years later, I'm eating across the street, look up, see his name, say, I want to go see if I can fix this because, you know, I'm always wanting to make things better for everybody else because look, no matter how bad things have gotten for me, I'm okay. I mean, look, this is going to sound the way it sounds, but at this point, I really don't care anymore. There are times when I've sat around in church, lighting a candle, thanking God that it was me, that all this stuff happened to. Because I have a lot of friends who are comedians. And I know for a fact that some of them might have committed suicide had these things happen to them. And I'm really grateful that if somebody's going to be the poster boy for that and take a hit the way I did and, you know, have people think you're the devil or whatever and hate you and you know what I mean? Thank God that it was me and I'm strong enough to deal with it and not completely obliterate my life. And so I'm you know, I also have that vantage point to say like, look, it was going to happen to somebody. Thank God it was me because I'm still here. And if it would have been somebody else, I don't know. You know what I mean? Some of us in this business have committed suicide for a lot of reasons. And that would be one of a good one for us. So,
I mean, according to reports, it said that he grabbed you and kind of slammed you against the wall.
oh yeah. No, I went upstairs and I said, so this is what happened. I go, George, let's talk. And then he said something aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, bro, like, I'm here to talk. What have I ever done to you? And his wife said, you know what you did? You know where it goes. And at that moment, I knew I made a mistake because I'm like, if his wife is talking to me that way, that means they talk about it.
Yeah. It's
a part of their life. My name comes out of their mouths when they're in bed or something. And this is... So then he grabs me as I have this chain like this. So he grabbed me by kind of the shirt, and ripped it out. And as he was grabbing me, I looked at him and I said, is this what we're going to do? We're going to do this right now? And he looked at me and he let go. And I walked downstairs. But that was me, again, trying to, confront something from a positive perspective, to make it better, to try to make it better. Me saying, hey, tell these people what joke in my head, this is how the moment went. Hey, Joe, what joke did I steal from yours? You never stole from me. You know what? Fuck it. We'll deal with it off stage. All right, there you go, people. To me, that's the way it was going to go down. It didn't.
It didn't, yeah.
But to me, it was like that. And this was one of those moments as well. And he got aggressive with me and I didn't want to fight there. And, I'm glad that it didn't get to that place because...
Did you guys ever work it out, meet up afterwards, all these years later?
Here's the thing. I still don't have issues with those guys.
There you go.
They have issues with me.
Yeah, it's one-sided.
I literally still don't. I've never said anything bad. Anything bad. Even when recently, I was asked about the racism part and, is Joe racist because he seems to not care when white comedians do this, but when you do, blah, blah, blah. And my answer has always been, ask him. Why are you asking me? I don't know.
One of the other accusations that people made about you was around that time, people like you and also Eddie Griffin is accused of this, is that you guys would get on stage
Yes.
and just
Yes.
go way past your mark.
Yes.
Like, do 2-3 hours,
Yes.
just go off. Which
Well, not 2 or 3 hours. We would do 2 or 3 hours at the end of the night.
Right.
We wouldn't do like...
But you would go past your allotted time.
Yes.
And which would in turn bump other comedians that were supposed to perform. And some of those comedians became major comedians later on.
Yes.
And
100%.
some people say that this is some of the animosity.
Well, that's where all of it comes from.
Okay.
That's where all of it comes
There you
from.
go.
From it. Yeah. Like every comedian that pretty much hates me at one point have one of those moments to tell, right? Every one of them. But I'll tell you how it went down. I'm an immigrant. So I come in to this country and I go to because I didn't grow up in Honduras. When I go to Honduras, it's almost like, what are the rules? When I go to this city, what are the rules? Well, you can't go here, you can't go there. They kidnap here, they kidnap there. Okay. Then I go to the village. What are the things? Oh, you can't go in this property or that property, but you could go here, you could go there. Okay. Like, come back to America. What do? You do, you got to do this. So I'm a rules guy. Tell me what the rules are. When I first started doing comedy, it was no different. It was no different. People are, if I can tell you how many times I had to go on when I had a probably 11:30 spot and I went on at 1:45 because Paul Mooney and Dice would come in and do an hour each. It was normal. It was just normal. So what happened with me was I didn't get upset that they bumped me. What I did was I said, I can't wait. Oh, so the rules are that when you become famous, you can do this? Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? The problem is that in the mid-90s-ish, I was told by Rick Rubin that I should go on the road and really get hold of an audience. He's like, audiences need to see you perform live and you need to go do every comedy club, every theater, everything you can. And so in the mid-90s-ish, I started doing that. I came back about 8 to 10 years later for mine and Mencia, right? When all that happened.
Mm-hmm.
For those 8 years, millennials started coming of age. And they didn't understand bumping. All of a sudden, I'm a bully, right? Now I'm bullying people. And nobody cares that it happened to me. Nobody cares that that was what occurred to me. And nobody looked at it like, this was like a sorority or fraternity. You're getting hazed. This is what happens. This is how you deal with this.
Yeah.
This makes you better. Plus, going on after a superstar and doing well, that's when you know you're somebody. That's when you know you got it. That's when you don't have a TV show anything. TVs, movies, nothing. But you go on after Dice Clay did an hour and killed it, and that's you. And so, yes, I did it, but I did it because it was done to me, and it wasn't cruel. It was part and parcel of the process. But it's also because it was me and Eddie. Because in other clubs or even at the Comedy Store, if it was Chappelle, like today, Chappelle can still show up at a comedy club, go on till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And everybody goes, oh my God, that was amazing.
Right.
Right. He's not, I do it and I can't do it.
You're the bad guy. Yeah.
Right. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. So there's, the world views different comedians in a different way. And there's nothing you could do about it. I have no resentment, by the way.
Yeah.
I love Chappelle. I think he's amazing. He deserves everything. Yes, it's not what I'm even talking about. It's more about the fact that with audiences and comedians, by the way, they'll look at it and go, oh man, Chappelle did it. For me, I felt like in order to join the band, I got a plunger in my butt over and over again. And I didn't get mad. I said, is this what it is? Is this how we do it? Okay. And I felt like a few years later, I'm sitting there with a plunger going, wait, I can't do this?
I didn't need the plunger?
I don't. No, but I want to plunge you guys. What do you mean I can't? No, but they plunged me. This has my DNA on it. Now it's going to have your... I can't do it to you? What? And then again, in all those little things, right? They wear you down, man.
Yeah.
They hit you hard. They hit you in places that you didn't expect. I got to change my fucking name just to tell jokes, right? Didn't look at it like that at the time.
Yeah.
But this is what it is. Got to lean into my Latino-ness. Then after leaning into my Latino-ness, I get shit on for not being Latino enough. Even though I'm Latino than more people. I speak Spanish. They don't even speak Spanish. Like all these little things, man, they just begin to like, what the fuck? What is it about me?